Hey there guys, it's Miss Morton and today I want to give you 4 effective study strategies that can help you revise for exams like, I don't know, maybe the HSC. So if you're keen to learn some strategies to help increase that brain power and study effectively, then just keep on watching. Okay, so my study tip number 1 is to use Brainstorms or mind maps. And these are actually kind of 2 different things. Brainstorms is where you have the central idea and you're kind of just jotting down whatever comes to your mind around it, trying to build some connections, whereas mind maps are strategic. You are making connections between each point. And as you draw the line on the mind map, linking one idea to another, you actually want to write something on that line that shows the connection between those 2 ideas. Brainstorms and mind maps are fantastic if you are a visual learner or if you're just starting the study process and you just want to get your ideas down on paper. My second study method is to use flashcards. These are fantastic when you're looking at sort of key terminology, but as you can see here, I've also used them when I'm kind of helping to remember key characters or themes. You would have the character or idea or terminology on one side and then the definition, quote, or example on the other. These are great for my kinesthetic learners because they're a little bit more tactile. So if you find that you kind of enjoy more hands-on type subjects or study methods, then perhaps give these a try. My next study strategy is to use Cornell Notes. And you can see here, I'm just using it on a blank piece of paper because that's easier for filming purposes, but you would just create it in your exercise book where you have one line down the side and in that left-hand section, you'd have all your key headings, a line down the bottom, and that bottom area would be summary. And in kind of the middle chunk there, that right-hand section, that is all your main points or ideas. Cornell Notes are fantastic for my reader-writer style learners, people who just want things sort of organized in a structured way. And I would suggest doing this by reading through the notes or textbooks that you already have and then transferring them into the Cornell method just to refine your ideas and just make it a little bit more visually appealing. My final study strategy suggestion is to create pretty notes. So how are pretty notes different to just regular notes? Well, I like to use highlighters, different colors. I like to incorporate some images there. Maybe you have flowcharts or diagrams, or you have them structured in tables. The idea is to rewrite or recreate the notes you already have and make them pretty. And there's some of the ideas of ways that you can do that. This is really good for both my reader-writer style learners, but also my visual learners, of which I am one. Now, just remember that these are only 4 different study strategies. There are a whole heap of study strategies out there, and I would try and think of like what is your preferred learning style and then incorporate study strategies that adhere to that style. There is a quiz, it's called VARC, which is visual, auditory, reader, writer, or kinesthetic. They're kind of the different learning styles, and you can do a quiz to find out which one sort of best suits you. You might actually find that you are a multimodal learner, which means that you kind of branch across a couple of those different strategies. I haven't mentioned auditory here, but if you are an auditory learner, then doing things like having study groups where you are kind of talking about ideas together, listening to podcasts or recordings or videos might help you as well. Presenting the notes out loud to someone as if you're teaching them could be really helpful as well. For my kinesthetic learners, they're really hands-on. So anything where you are making something, I know that's kind of hard. Obviously, I teach English. It's hard to make things or to show your learning in a hands-on way in the English classroom. That's why I suggested flashcards. I also like sketch notes, which are quite similar to pretty notes, but a little bit more visual and a little bit more using images to represent ideas. So that's great for my visual learners as well. So I hope you enjoyed these strategies. I hope you found them helpful. Let me know which ones you're going to use. And if you have any other suggestions for study strategies that you find helpful and effective, make sure that you leave them in the comments below, because I'm always looking for some fresh inspiration. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.